Alright, so gotta change the oil on the wife's car, and I'm gonna use the Harbor Freight oil extractor. This is a pneumatic one. Green. Right here. Hook there, up here, right here. And then this gauge tells you when you're sucking air. Stick this tube right into the oil tube and all the way down till it stops. And usually only takes a few minutes, so here we go. The air's on it. That's what the needle looks like. Sucking down vacuum right now. So I got the valve closed. So now I got to open this. And there it goes. See how fast that picked up. I warmed up the car. Full vacuum. Still sucking. It's probably been almost 10 minutes too. So you got that gauge there. Not getting any vacuum. I'm going to move the hose around a little bit. Sucking a little oil there. I could stop now. I probably could have stopped several minutes ago. It's empty. So I was moving the hose in and out, checking the vacuum. It's empty now. And that's how you change the oil in my wife's Cobalt. Pretty easy. What a mess, huh? Need to clean that shit up. Changed my mind. Back in. Something's going on with the idle on that car. It wasn't warm, but geez, it should have stayed running. Maybe it's missing on a couple cylinders or something. Next time you change your oil, you do that, Christopher. I've been working on my brakes again, and here's where I'm at. Made that splice because even though I bought something that said it had a bubble, it made bubble fittings, I don't think it did, so either that or I didn't know how to do it, one of the two, but I spliced that together and it should be good. And then I had to do this one 3 or 4 more times. I figured out that this was stripped, but since I bought those tube bending pliers, I was able to straighten this out enough to get the nut to slide back so I could cut more off. And I don't think I can cut much more off of that without a lot of trouble. But the fittings look pretty good. They weren't perfect, but hopefully they will hold. So I'm gonna add some fluid and start bleeding them. That's brake fluid that leaked out before, and I don't really want to take the time to go buy new, so I'm just gonna try to filter this. Okay, so this is the one-man bleeder bottle that I used to bleed the brakes. I already filled it up once. I'm gonna go dump it in the master cylinder and hook it back up. Tighten the bleeder. Ooh. Put it back in the master cylinder. I'm going to do that a couple dozen times. Brakes are already stiffening up, and then I'm going to do the other front, and then I'm going to do the back ones. Well, I bled them, and when I was doing the back, I mean, it was really stiff. I was having to stand on it with 2 feet, but it's got a drip right there, and it's coming from that line that's been giving me all the damn trouble. I gotta make it again. Ugh. All right. It's leaking there. I made the fitting again. I put a new nut on and the flare looked good, so I'm gonna try and pump the brakes and see what happens. That can is there. See the leak. Okay, so I'm not gonna say it was the fitting, but I think it was the fitting because that one has a lot bigger of a dish than this one. And when I did the final one that didn't leak, I swapped this out because I had it all chewed up. And the other bevel sat a lot better in this one than it did in that much deeper one. Maybe I wore it out, I don't know. Maybe it was for a different fitting. I don't know. But it's working now. and I have got the brakes barely even go down. It's like I have to stand on it and it only moves maybe a half an inch. So the brakes are done, and now I'm gonna move on to something else, probably cleaning up these tools. I spent most of the days cleaning this garage already. After cleaning up my tools and organizing a little bit, I decided to move on, and I dumped the fuel out of this tank. Look at that. Jeez. That's nasty. I don't remember ever seeing gas that color. It's usually like a yellowish, and I'm supposed to think I'm supposed to be able to see to the bottom of that bucket. Kind of glad I didn't run that through the car. I'm glad I dumped it out. Put some fresh stuff in there. After I open that tank up, I'll look and see if there's any tarnish in there or anything. And now I think I'm gonna go burn some cardboard, get rid of some of this gas. Alright, this is the fuel pump. Must be the return. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I'm going to need to get some dielectric grease to read this. So this comes with the new locking cabin gasket. I looked at the other pump and it's got bare wires, so I guess you're not worried about sparks. Alright, so that's in. I just need to find a flashlight or something. Shine down in there and make sure it's right. Can't really see much with the flashlight. I had to use my phone. Instructions say the return line is supposed to be down in the pocket there. It's not. got these fittings here. Both of these are the same size, but the outlet is going to be, it's like 8, and the inlet's 6. Okay, so now I got these fittings here, and these are the other end of the hose. Not sure if I got it on recording or not, but because I wasn't recording before, but this might be a little bit high. Well, and it's going to be close. Hopefully there was some clearance, because this is dropped down a 1/4 inch, so might be a 1/2 inch taller than the original. And probably won't be using this plug. Have to figure out if this signal wire is going to still be being used, because I'm not using the ECM, and the ECM probably told us to turn on, so I'll probably run these to the Terminator X. Have to look up how to do that. Alright, I got that at a good stopping point. So I want to talk about the future a little bit. So I have that motor that I am building, or well, I'm not building it, Eric Gustaf with Gustaf Speed and Customs is building it for me. That's going to go in this vert right there. I got everything pretty well ready. I'm gonna wire it after I get the engine in. I'm just gonna wait, so that way I know what I'm doing, can plan better and stuff. That's what this tank is for. And then I got this car here. It's a 1980 notch, and I can't decide what I'm gonna do, whether I'm going to build a 351 kind of stock rebuilt engine for this car, and then get this car built, like get the roll cage in it, get the seats stripped out, and get everything kind of ready, and then put that's a 4-cylinder rear end, so I'd have to put a rear end. I got the rear end out of the vert that I could put in here if I wanted to re-gear it, because I got 2 options. I can either strip the vert once I get this one ready and put all the race stuff on this car, or I could have 2 fast cars. And I'm thinking, well, this is going to be a really slow project, this one. See, because I got these heads over here. These are E7 heads. And I was thinking, man, I could just throw those back on. I got the crank and everything that I could take this 351 block I got right here and build something else, or build a kind of a mild 351 Windsor, just a rebuilt 351 Windsor, and throw it in the vert. But I was thinking, well, geez, why don't I just put some big heads and a big cam on that and get intake that I can put a turbo on. And for this car, this notch, I want a different build, because that one over there is going to be Terminator X, obviously. Well, this one's going to be Terminator X also. That's got the Terminator X Max on it, and it's got the sniper stealth Holly looking throttle body. So that'll be like an old school look. It'll look like it's got a carburetor on it. But this one I was thinking, man, I don't even know if I need to build the bottom end that much if I'm going to turbo it. I'd have to get different pistons if I got bigger heads, obviously. And I'd really like to turbo that car, and it'll wind up, this vert is probably going to wind up being, I don't know, I'm guessing a 11-second car. I will see if it goes faster than that. It's 408. I don't know. No turbo. We'll see. I've never really raced before, so it's all new to me. And so this car is going to take a long time to build. So I'm not going to get any loans or nothing. I'm just going to have to put a little bit in it at a time. But I need to decide which direction to go. So that's the hood for the vert right there, and the new bumper. It's in better shape than the one I got, but it's not perfect shape. So that's kind of where I'm at. I might wind up throwing some video of the engine that I just got from Eric into this video too. This is the engine when it just got back from the machine shop, and we was starting to mock it up and see what it looked like for the port matching. And he showed me the clearances, how when it rotates, what the clearances are, and we figured out we had the wrong rocker arms, so I had to go to the store and get those. Then he suggested a different oil pan.
Yeah, as I look at the valve pockets here, they're not too bad, but there is a very sharp edge here that we could take out all the way around, and the bottom of the seats is not rounded correctly either. There's power to be gained on these, and the intake ports will be quite a bit bigger. So this is what they have. The shim only matches the outer spring. The inner spring plunges right down against the spring cup. I'm not sure if it needs to be that way to get the installed pressure correctly or not. I still need to check that for you. You can see I got all the way up in there. I've yet to match the gasket service yet, but it went clear up in the ports. A couple spots to get yet. Did the chambers all the way through the Okay, I went all around the top, took out these sharp edges on the front to help radius that. We got all the way down inside the runners. I don't know if I can get the picture here for you, but it goes all the way down. This is where I try to spend most of my time getting that part right. The curve around the valve, around the bottom of the port. The top side, like I said, pretty easy to blend. As you can see, they all came out really nice. Like I said, just over halfway done here. I got the bowls blended, came out real nice. The short turns are just perfect on it. Okay, here's the bottom side. I haven't matched to the gasket yet, but you can see I got all the way up in there. And these are some long runners. Here's the other side. Phone's going dead. I'm going to have to charge it. So I don't even know if this is going to come out right where you can see it.